I've traced it back. There was a time in my county where I was born that every family in that county was related to my family, one way or another. That sounds weird, I know, but that's the way it was. So I am here reluctantly. I'm not here as an antagonist. You're my neighbors. I have neighbors that are involved in this mess, friends that are involved. But sometimes you've got to say what is wrong and what is right. And what happened on January the 7th, 2021 was wrong. Period. Now what are you going to do about it? That's the question. I've had calls from everywhere saying, Jim, what is going on in Coffee County? I don't want my county to have a black eye. I don't want us to be the source of ridicule and jokes. And that's what we are right now. I was coming here to the office this morning, to this office, and what did I hear on the radio? A news report about Kathy Latham, one of the fake electors, who's filed a motion in Fulton Superior Court. And all that mess was all over the news again, and all Coffee County was all over the news again. All the things we've done wrong. I love this county. I don't want to be here. I'm not an antagonist. I just want done what is right. And I think there are other people out there that feel the same way. What we're not hearing is nothing. Why doesn't this board come forth and be transparent with the public? Tell them what happened. Tell them what you know. Reassure us that you've cured the problem and that people can go and vote safely and securely and confidently once again. This has hurt our system. It's hurt. I had a call recently from someone in a neighboring county. They said, Jim, your situation in Coffee County is hurting our county because people are more difficult to deal with. Voters are more difficult. They're more suspicious. They're not coming out like we want to see them. So this is having an impact. I have read many of the, I don't know if you all know it or not, but there's a lawsuit pending in North Georgia in federal court for a lady named, or judge by the name of Judge Amy Totenberg, who has an outstanding reputation. That suit is about trying to get the most secure system that you can get as far as voters are concerned in the state of Georgia. It's ongoing. But as part of that suit, Coffee County has been involved again. Mr. Stone, you've gone and given a deposition in that suit, you remember. Mr. Cheney went and gave a deposition. I think Misty gave a deposition. That's an ongoing lawsuit. The facts that surrounding this breach have been pretty well solidified. Let me just read you what they are. Please bear with me. These are facts that are stated under oath in that lawsuit. It says in 2021, the security of Georgia's voting system was breached in Coffee County on at least 3 occasions. January 7th, January 18 through 19, January 25 through 29. On January 7th, 4 Sullivan Strickler employees, those are people that engage in forensic computer data collection, where they come down and hack the computer. Over a 7-hour period, they copied data from much of the election hardware using forensic tools and techniques. They left Coffee County with election software and data on a hard drive. At least 7 individuals, including 1 election board member and the election director, and I wrote in here, and her assistant and former chairman of the board of elections, were concurrently in the election office. Sullivan Strickler performed the data collection under a contract signed by Sidney Powell on behalf of Defending the Republic and were paid by Defending the Republic PAC. Their work was directed or coordinated by at least 10 individuals. The data collected by Sullivan Strickler included complete copies of software and data from a variety of election devices. 4 significant election components were included: the election management system server, the ImageCast central scanner and tabulator, the ImageCast X-ballot marking devices, and the media used to program ImageCast precinct scanners. Coffee County election software and data was distributed to at least 10 individuals between January and June of 2021. I'm not even sure they even know who those were. They just know it was distributed. These individuals are affiliated with at least 7 different organizations. In other words, you've got the voting data from coffee elections all over the country. in hands that we don't even know where they are. Evidence suggests it was distributed further by some of those individuals. Next, during January 18 through 19, this is the next breach, 2021, Doug Logan and Jeffrey Lindbergh were given extraordinary access to Georgia's voting system in Coffee County by the election director. They had access for over 13 hours, including hours when the election office was closed to the public. During their visit, the system dates on several election computers were changed. Scanner settings were reconfigured several times, and over 6,500 ballots were scanned. Does anybody grasp that? When I go into that booth, I want security. I want confidential. I don't want people to know who I voted for. It's none of their business. It's between me and God. But here you got 6,500 ballots of our voting public were scanned by complete people that have nothing to do with Coffee County. They're scanned, and one precinct scanner was opened up to inspect the parts inside. This work was organized by James Pendrose and Charles Bundren, and through the discovery you can find out who all these people are. During January 2029, Jeffrey Lindbergh was again given extraordinary access to Georgia's voting system in Coffee County by the election director. He had access for almost 7 hours over 5 days and indicated an intention to have significantly more. During his visit, the system date on the central vote tabulator was changed twice and never changed back. Media was created to program a precinct scanner and a ballot marking device. 559 ballots were scanned, and he was given voting system data to take with him. I am aware of no authorization given for the irregular access to Coffee County's election office in 2021. The evidence indicates an illusion of authorization was created by Eric Cheney leveraging his membership on the Board of Elections, by Misty Hampton's willingness to collaborate, by several attorneys lending their integrity as officers of the court, and by involving many other willing and credulous participants. These events were by any measure a consequential breach of Georgia, not just Coffee County, of Georgia's election system security. The access controls to protect election hardware and software were obviously insufficient. I have heard this breach described, and it was a breach, described as the biggest, largest voter breach in the history, not just of Georgia, but of this country. Now that may be an exaggeration, but that's the way it's being characterized. Let me ask you something else, Mr. Chairman.